Two Sheds Gabby on Thanksgiving morning. How are you all? I hope you're going to have a great day. Of course, you won't see this till after you've pretty much spent the day. But I've got a little bit of time, and I'm going to start on my box of pennies. I don't know how far I'll get. People are traveling to get this way. My wife's doing some cooking preparation stuff. And all I have to do is go get a pie out of the freezer in a few minutes. This roll I bought when I got it home. I realized it had been opened, and there are 7 rolls of customer rolled, and all the rest are regularly bank sealed. And one of the bank sealed is a wheat penny. I always love finding one of those. It's such a neat sight seeing that. I like that. Anyway, we'll pop this open and see what year this is, and then there's a copper. And hopefully this box will produce some pretty good stuff for us. Well, that wheat penny was a 1950 San Francisco. How about that? That's nice. And aside from this wheat penny, I got 13 copper pennies. That's a really good start. I think I'll go through the 7 customer rolled, and hopefully there'll be something in there, some copper or something. Hopefully it's not just returns. So we'll get into those next. This is the second roll of the customer rolled. The first one, I think, had like 7 copper pennies in it, so at least it does have that. Looks like it might be an old one. This Canadian. 1963, yeah. Cool. Like finding them too. 82. Another 82. We are blessed in this nation, especially since the last election, I might add. Lord willing, things will go smoothly. You know, there's death threats for Trump and his new cabinet appointees left and right. But hopefully it's just threats. One of the guys that threatened Trump put his mug on Facebook and screamed what he was going to do, and they went and arrested him. So I remember there was a show out. It was quite a few years ago, I guess. I don't remember. But it was something about the lack of intelligence amongst many lawbreakers. And some of the stuff that they blunderingly did while trying to steal or whatever it is they were up to. A few weeks ago, I had a person write to me and say what bag size is right for 1 pound of copper pennies. And just to make sure I remembered, I went and grabbed the bag and measured it and went about my business. I thought I answered him, and I just realized that I hadn't. I have gone now and answered him, but just in case anybody else is ever inquisitive, last year, before I started this year's 260 Go, I had started putting my copper pennies in 1 pound bags, and they are 4x3 Ziploc bags. I still have them from the 2023 when I was doing that. I'm not sure what 2025 will bring yet, but anyway, that's the answer to that if you're curious. And if you're watching the gentleman that asked, I apologize for the delay, but I have gone over and answered you now. Here is the 6th roll I've opened, the 5th customer roll, and another old Canadian copper. This one's 62. That's neat. There haven't been any wheat pennies, but there's been enough copper to keep me moving along toward my 3 pound goal, so that's cool. After this row, I'm going to run next door and grab the pie. Oh, look at that. A wheat penny. Haha. 1944. Cool. Well, there's Wheatie number 1. in the customer roll even. Well, that's neat. Glad to see it. Hey, look at this. This customer gave me a dime. How kind. I just got finished with the 15th roll, and not much is happening. In fact, this roll just had 3 copper pennies. I'll have to say that those 7 customer rolls have proven to be far better than the rolls I've gone through so far. No more wheats. I did find a 2009, not the best of condition, and I found a non-copper Canadian, but that is all. I hope I come across something soon. This is the 20th roll. I finally get to my 3rd wheat penny. It is a 1944 Philly. I believe that's what the other one was. Yep. So that's 3. I have to say that the bankroll in this case is not as good as the customer rolls that are in this box. So I ran over to my mom's and got out in her freezer and grabbed this pie and brought it back home next door and realized that my wife's got our oven used up, so I had to call my mom and have her get that oven heated up, and now it is baking in the oven next door. Well, I'm into the second half of this box now. This is the 2nd roll in the second half. And finally, I come to my 4th wheat penny, and it is a nice one. It's a 1947 San Francisco. That's cool. While I've been going through these rolls, I've been listening to the 2020 version of Rush Limbaugh's reciting the real history of Thanksgiving. It's a really good listen. In fact, I'll put a link of it up. It's so good to hear him. I miss Rush Limbaugh. He was a great patriot for our country, on the side of truth. Oh, it was a 2009. Now we're cooking with oil. This is the 3rd row in the second half. 104 years old, folks. 1920. How about that? In the United States, finding a coin that's 100 years old is pretty special. If you're in England, it's like finding a last year's penny. It's not quite as big a deal over there, since the history of that country goes way, way back. But over here, a 104-year-old coin is pretty neat, I tell you. Oh, look at that. There's a wheat penny right behind it. That was 5, and here's number 6. 1942. Is there a mint mark there? My phone has started doing funny things. I just can't. I don't think there is. Hey folks, it's after 11 p.m. I thought I'd do one more roll. 10 coppers in this roll, nothing else. But now I'm going to bed, and I'll try to pick back up Friday, day after Thanksgiving. Well, it's Friday morning now, and this is like the 5th roll I've done this morning. And I come to an old, not very good looking wheat penny. Oh my. I believe that says 1945. Well, that's 7 wheat pennies now, and I still have 16 rolls to go. So maybe we'll get close to 10 yet. My daughter and her boyfriend are still here. In fact, he is trained. Oh, what in the world? That's copper, too. How in the world did that fit in there? It's definitely bigger. Wow. That's funny. Anyway, they're here for the rest of the day. We're getting ready to go back over to my mom's and have another Thanksgiving dinner that couldn't be beaten. Ooh, that's nice. My new little desk lamp showed up today. Well, here's my new little clip-on light. Well, there are still 10 rolls to go, and I do believe this is number 8. 1957D. Wheatie number 8. Oh, we are back now from eating too much again of the 82. Oh, wow, the Thanksgiving food, golly. And I forgot to get pictures. I'm sorry about that, golly. You get over there and everybody's talking and chatting, and there's another 82. I said the prayer before the meal and just forgot. There's so much food. So this boy was filling his plate with food and just piled up. There's just so many different choices and just piling it on. And the lady next to him goes, "I think your eyes are bigger than your stomach." And he looked at her and said, "Not for long." And now, with 8 rows to go, here is Wheat Penny number 9. Number 9. 1951D. Wheatie number 9. Pretty cool. So the big question for us penny hoarders is, will they continue making the penny? When will they quit? The last time a smallest denomination coin was stricken from the U.S. Mint was in 1857. Let's weigh that. The half cent was removed from being produced in 1857. Of course, Canada stopped making their penny in 2012. The last time, there's been several times that bills have been come forward in Congress to drop our penny. And the last time that happened was in 2017. A bill was brought forward to stop production for 10 years and then do research to see how it went after a 10-year period of no mintage of the penny. But they never even voted on that bill. So that's the last. It's discussed, but the bill hasn't been introduced since 2017. Well, folks, it's just this row and this one, and we are done. Already at the end of the box. We're at 9 wheat pennies. And, oh, is that a Canadian right there, right behind it? Yeah, it's not copper, but there's another Canadian there. Oh, get this light here. We'll go through these two and see if we can find wheat penny number 10 together. I am curious what you all think about the melting of pennies. Let's say that they quit making it in the penny in the next few years. The bill before the 217 bill that just said we'll quit making them for 10 years and then do a test. Oh, there it is, number 10, 1952S. Yee! That's cool, we got it. Anyway, the bill before that one said that it would be the roundup bill. They'll round everything up to the nearest nickel. But let's say that happens. 82. What do y'all think about the melting? It will become legal to melt them and sell the copper. In which a lot of that will go on. 82. Nothing I can do about that. I am just not a huge fan, personally. I like coins. I like the collectability, And for decades, Lord willing, the country will survive. And for decades to come, people will enjoy coin collecting, including pennies, which penny collecting will become even more popular when they quit making it, much more probably. And I like the idea of them being around to collect. If it's possible, if the country just needs it so bad because there's no more production, and I understand that. But I'd like to see a lot of these copper pennies survive just for the collectability of it for future generations. Last roll. Oh, I enjoy the food so much, but I am so ready for it to be. After several meals of it, I am just feel like I'm dying. It's so good. You tell yourself, don't overeat this meal, but you just do. There's so many different dishes, and even if you try to get just a little bit of each one, your plate is still ridiculously full. My wife makes definitely more than anybody else, more dishes than anybody else makes. She provided the turkey, the ham, the dressing. She did a green bean casserole. And it's a sweet potato. We call it sweet potato Matty, but it's kind of like a sweet potato casserole. It's got like a buttery graham cracker crust on top of it. She does Sidase corn pudding. Yeah, she does, and she makes 83. Let's weigh that. It's called a Watergate salad. It's a like pistachio and nuts and marshmallows and things like that. Those are the staples she does every year. We didn't make it this year, but we did provide a pumpkin pie. And my daughter and her boyfriend wanted we don't usually do this at Thanksgiving, but they wanted some of our Cajun pickles, so we even a week and a half ahead of time made a jar of Cajun pickles and took them over. Lots of people like them, but we don't usually do that. 82 at Thanksgiving. But then other people contribute, a dish or two. My mom does the mashed potatoes and the gravy. And other people brought other things. I think there was a broccoli casserole and goodness, there was like a potato casserole. There's so much food; it was just unbelievable, and it's so good. Oh, one of the ladies does these homemade rolls that are to die for, and she does those every year. One of the boys, the younger boys, he told me he ate 9 of them. He just tears them up. Doesn't leave many for others. We all got plenty. Well, I'm done. Let me get these 82s weighed. That was the end of the box right there. Let's see how close we got to the 3 pounds. Okay, here we go, folks. Let's see what we got. Oh, I think maybe we have it. We do. Yep, 3 pounds and about 3 ounces. Cool. You get to where you get pretty used. You do this often enough, you get pretty used to knowing what you got. Yeah, we're there. Cool beans. Well, it's only going to be less than a pound to get this guy filled up, and then we'll start on the next one. I'll show you what we got in just a minute. Idaho Blue Spruce. This one's good for men. Well, I just filled and sealed this box right here, and that gives me 255 pounds. I've already got 3 pounds almost in this box. So I'm just like a couple of pounds away from my 260 pounds for the year. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and fill this box to make it 270 pounds, and I will have achieved and finished my goal for the year. Man, that's pretty cool. I am right there. I don't foresee anything stopping me. I've got 4 boxes of pennies to pick up. I think somewhere between Tuesday and Thursday at a bank, and that should be enough right there, I do believe. And yeah, if it ain't, I'll pick up another box somewhere else. But how cool is that? I've worked pretty steady to make sure that this happened. I'm right here at the end now. Pretty neat, and I believe I'm done. I hope you enjoyed it. How long will we get to keep doing this hobby? How long will they keep? I mean, we can keep looking for the copper pennies even after they stop creating them. But wow, what a change that's going to make when they stop making them, for sure. Anyway, we'll see you folks here in a couple days. I'll get another box of something and we'll get it going and go through some more coins.